Welcome to this short video on combining ratios. From your progress check, this was highlighted as a topic of weakness, and you'll also notice that the question at the top is one from the actual test paper that you did. I'm going to go through this so that you get a better understanding of the topic. The question says, on a farm, the number of cows and the number of sheep are in the ratio 6:5, and the number of sheep and the number of pigs are in the ratio 2:1. Write the number of cows to sheep to pigs as a single ratio in its simplest form. Okay, so I'm going to write those three variables in the order that they appear. We want the ratio of cows, so C, to sheep, S, to pigs, P. Now, in the sentence above, it starts off by saying that the number of cows to the number of sheep are in the ratio 6:5. So I'm going to write a 6 under cows and a 5 under sheep. Then what I'm going to do is write the second piece of information I've been given, which is the number of sheep to the number of pigs is in the ratio 2:1. So on a new line, I'm now going to write 2 under sheep and 1 under pigs. Now you'll notice that in both of those ratios, we've been given sheep. 5 parts in the first and 2 parts in the second. Now, in order to combine these, we need this value, or these two values, to be the same. So what I'm looking for is the lowest common multiple of the numbers 5 and 2. Now, if we think about the 5 times table and the 2 times table, the first number that they have in common is 10. So the lowest common multiple of the two is 10. In order to get sheep to read 10 in the top ratio, I'm going to have to multiply it by 2. And in order to get sheep to say 10 in the bottom ratio, I'm going to have to multiply the whole thing by 5. Okay, so if I multiply the top ratio by 2, I'll get 6 times 2, 12 cows, to 2 times 5, 10 sheep. Now, if I look at that second ratio, I had to multiply the whole thing by 5. Timesing the 2 by 5 gives me 10, which I want. I want the sheep to have the same number in the top and bottom ratio. And then timesing that 1 pig by 5, that will give me 5. So that's me done. I've now combined those ratios. Cows to sheep to pigs are in the ratio 12 to 10 to 5. And that is my final answer. Okay, so you'll notice that the second question is a we do. I'll read it first before asking you to have a go. There are 5 year 7s for every 6 year 8s. There are 10 year 7s for every 7 year 9s. Write a ratio for the number of 7s to 8s to 9s. And then it goes on to say, if there are 490 year 9s, work out how many year 7s there are. On your action sheet, you'll need to write this question into the left-hand side box and then have a go. Please could you pause the tape now to do this. Well done for having a go at that question. I'm going to go through it now so that you can check your understanding. So this time our variables are year 7, year 8 and year 9. So I'm going to write those in the order that they appear, year 7 to year 8 to year 9. Again, we've been given 2 pieces of information in terms of ratios. So there are 5 year 7s for every 6 year 8s. So I'm going to write a 5 under year 7 and a 6 under year 8. And then it says there are 10 year 7s for every 7 year 9s. So under year 7, I'm going to write 10. And under year 9, I'm going to write 7. Okay, so this time, slightly different. The variable that we have in common is the one on the left, year 7. I actually don't need to do as much work here because the lowest common multiple of 5 and 10 is 10. And as the bottom ratio already has 10, it means I only have to multiply that top ratio by 2 for them both to say the same thing. So, if I were to multiply that top ratio 5 to 6 by 2, I would get 10 under year 7 and I would get 12 under year 8. As I haven't had to do anything to the bottom ratio, I can just pop that 7 in as well. So to combine all 3 of those ratios together, the ratio of year 7 to 8 to 9 is 10 to 12 to 7. Okay, this time that isn't actually the end of my question, because the question goes on to say, if there are 490 year 9s, work out how many year 7s there are. So I'm going to write that ratio out again now that I've combined it all three. 10 year 7s to every 12 year 8s to every 7 year 9s. And because they gave me some extra information about year 9, that 490, I can write 490 under year 9. Now, basically what I want to do is scale up this ratio. So I've got to see how many 7s go into 490. 7 times 7 is 49, so 70 times 7 is 490. So the whole ratio has been multiplied by 70 in order to get year 9 to read 490 students. Now we're trying to work out how many year 7s there are. So to keep the same proportions, I have to multiply year 7 by 70, and that will give me 10 times 70, 700. So my final answer, how many year 7s are there if there are 490 year 9s, is 700 year 7s. If you got that right, please could you mark your answer with a green pen. Okay, so there are 3 questions on this next page that I would like you to populate the other 2 boxes of your action sheet with. Please make sure you show all of your workings. Pause the tape now to have a go at them. Well done for having a go at those questions. Now you can see the answers. So for the first one, you should have got 3 to 4 to 2. The second one, you should have simplified your ratio of green to red marbles so that it said 3 to 4. And for the final one, in terms of sugar, butter and flour, the answer should have been 63 to 14 to 10. If you could green pen each of your answers and then write the number of questions you got right out of 3 as a fraction, this will help you turn your score into a percentage. The percentage will need to go onto your action sheet. If you did get any questions wrong, this is now the time to ask your teacher.